Denny Hamlin led almost the entire race at Martinsville, 292 laps out of 400, and he still lost. But the real story? It's not how he lost the lead. It's what he did to Ryan Blaney that has everyone talking. Let's go back to Sunday, March 29th, 2026. The Cookout, 400 at Martinsville Speedway. Denny Hamlin showed up and looked like the best car on the track from the very first lap. He started on the pole in his number 11 Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota. He won Stage 1. He won Stage 2. He was out front for nearly the whole race. This guy led 292 of the 400 laps. That's not just good, that's total domination. With that kind of run, he was looking like a sure thing for his 7th Martinsville Grandfather Clock Trophy. And here's how crazy that number is. That day pushed Hamlin past 3,000 career laps led at Martinsville. That puts him in the top 5 all-time at that track. Last spring at this same race, he led 274 laps and won by over 4.5 seconds. So yeah, Martinsville is basically his house. But then Chase Elliott came along and changed everything. Elliot, driving the number 9 car for Hendrick Motorsports, made a really smart move. While most teams were trying to stretch their pit stops and only come in once during the final stage, Elliott's team decided to pit early. They planned to make 2 stops instead of 1. It was a gamble. Elliot even called it that himself. But here's where luck showed up at the perfect time. On lap 312, with 88 laps left, a rotor ended up on the track. That brought out a caution flag. And guess who was already sitting out front because he had pitted early? Chase Elliott. That caution wiped out any advantage Hamlin had with his fresher tires. It gave Elliott a free reset. Now everyone was bunched back up, and Elliott had the lead. From there, it was a 69-lap green flag run to the finish, and even though Hamlin's tires were a little newer, he just could not get around Elliott. Chase controlled the pace and held him off all the way to the checkered flag. Elliott led 84 laps total. Hamlin led 292. But at the end of the day, it only matters who's leading on the last lap. After the race, Elliott was fired up. "How about that?" he said on the FS1 broadcast. "That was awesome." And this win meant a lot more than just one race. Hendrick Motorsports had gone winless through the first 6 races of the 2026 season. That almost never happens. In the last 5 years, they always had at least one win in the first 3 races. So the pressure was building. Jeff Gordon, the team's vice chairman, talked about it on the broadcast. He said there are high expectations inside the building, and Rick Hendrick always says you build it from the inside. Gordon said the team knows how to stick together, share information, and get back to basics. This win let the whole organization finally take a deep breath. Now here's a fun little history note. Back in 2017 at Martinsville, Hamlin spun Elliott out. Elliott's fans have never let Hamlin forget about that. But this time around, there was no drama between the two of them. It was just clean, hard racing. Elliott simply had the better car when it counted. But while there was no drama between Hamlin and Elliott, there was plenty of drama between Hamlin and someone else. And this is where things get really interesting. With 67 laps left in the race, Hamlin and Ryan Blaney were battling hard for 3rd place. They were side by side coming off turn 4, and Hamlin pushed Blaney right into the front stretch wall. It wasn't a little bump. Blaney got driven into the fence. And Blaney was not happy about it. After the race, Blaney did not hold back. He told reporters from Catch Fence that from his seat, the contact was unnecessary. He said he didn't feel like he got pinched. He felt like he just got driven into the fence. He called it overkill. Then he added that he's sure Hamlin probably doesn't see it the same way, but from where he was sitting, it was too much. Now here's the part that surprised a lot of people. When reporters asked Hamlin if he agreed with Blaney that the move was unnecessary, Hamlin said, "Yeah, I wouldn't disagree. That's a pretty big admission." He basically said, "Yeah, I didn't need to do that." He was caught up in the moment, pushing hard because he wanted that 2nd win of the season, and he went too far. The good news for Blaney is that he didn't give up. Even after getting shoved into the wall, he fought back and rallied all the way to a 6th place finish. That takes some serious grit. NBC Sports covered the whole thing, calling it a dramatic hit that proved costly for both drivers. And that's an important point. That contact didn't just hurt Blaney. It may have hurt Hamlin too. The time and momentum he lost fighting with Blaney for third could have been the difference between catching Elliot and finishing second. And this battle matters beyond just one Sunday. Hamlin and Blaney are right next to each other in the Cup standings. Blaney is sitting in second place with 271 points. Hamlin is right behind him with 259. Both of them are chasing Tyler Reddick, who has been on an absolute tear this season with 4 wins in the first 6 races. So every single point counts between these two. And pushing a guy into the wall when you're fighting him for championship position, that's the kind of thing that can start a real rivalry. As for Hamlin's second-place finish, he had more to say about it. He told FS1's Jamie Little that Elliot did a good job controlling the pace and that the loss really came from a bad restart next to the one car. He said there wasn't much he could have done differently and that the team gave it their all. But then Hamlin started looking at his car after the race, and he thought something might have been wrong. "I thought I had a loose wheel," he said. "We'll check it out." Just felt similar to Darlington in the back. He said, either way, these are the kinds of races that get away from you in your career, and this one is certainly one of them. Even with the loss, Hamlin has been running well lately. His average finish over the last 4 races is 4.75, and that includes his win at Las Vegas. So, he's fast. He's just not closing the deal every week. Now let's talk about what happened earlier in the race that added even more chaos. With 76 laps left, Bubba Wallace appeared to turn Carson Hocevar, and it caused a big multi-car wreck. Wallace is Hamlin's teammate at 23XI Racing, and he told FS1 that he was frustrated with Hocevar for going 3 wide earlier. He said he just misjudged the corner. But Hocevar's team wasn't buying it. On the radio, they said Wallace was frustrated and just dumped him. Hocevar already has a reputation for being overly aggressive early in his career, so he's not going to get much sympathy from other teams. Wallace dropped from 3rd all the way to 11th in the standings after that incident. He said the team can win on Saturday in practice, but just doesn't show up on Sundays. On the brighter side, Joey Logano had a great day. The 3-time Cup champion finished 3rd after a terrible 33rd place finish at Darlington the week before. Logano said weekends like Darlington make you start to question everything, so it was nice to have a solid rebound. Going into this race, the betting odds actually had Blaney and Hamlin as co-favorites at plus 500. Elliot was listed at plus 900, so his win was a bit of an upset on the sportsbook side. Reddick, despite dominating the season, was only at plus 1400 for Martinsville. Now the Cup Series takes a weekend off for Easter. But don't get too comfortable. After the break, these teams have 16 straight weekends of racing ahead of them. And with the way Hamlin and Blaney are going at each other right now, and with both of them chasing Reddick in the standings, things are about to get very heated.